Phil Streible, Senior Market Analyst, Blue Line Futures. Good morning, Phil. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Phil, I just wanted to touch on very quickly on the crude oil, what's going on over there, and specifically what's driving the price action, because we do see also a stronger dollar index. Do you think this is, how can I say, a factor?
Yeah, it might have a little bit of an impact on it. There is an inverse correlation with the dollar. However, I think that some of the news that, Germany was going to have a 5-day lockdown, same thing with France. We saw New York was kind of paring back some of the reopening process. Same thing with New Jersey. That got a little bit of people, people upset here. So we saw crude oil futures sell off on that news. It's just a small sell off. I don't think it's anything it's definitely not a new trend. It's merely broken down. Actually, I really like it at this level. I think it's a key level support. I think that crude oil prices will see $65 and $70 once the vaccine rollout is complete and the reopening process continues.
Yeah, we have many problems when it comes to the lockdowns here in Europe. It's almost lockdown here in Italy. It's going to be in Germany. And of course, another major story, which is the opening of the WSJ. U.S. health officials raised concerns over AstraZeneca data. So the vaccine, which is the most used European vaccine, is once again under scrutiny when it comes to its efficacy. So I was wondering, have you changed your 12 months outlook in regards to the crude oil, considering all these circumstances and factors that are that are pretty recent in the past 2 to 3 days?
No, not really. I mean, I think that the trajectory of where crude oil land, where we thought maybe June we would see $70 crude oil, might be pushed out a month or two, but we still anticipate higher crude oil prices. The only thing that can derail it is excess supply coming on, pumped out by OPEC, Russia, Saudi Arabia. That's the only thing that could derail the crude oil rally. Otherwise, Monday, the eligibility for people to get the vaccine, like I'll qualify in it, people 16 to 64 working in finance, other essential areas, like everything from legal to, frontline workers, the finance and everything else. So I think that there'll be, in the United States, I think that anybody who wants to get vaccinated will be vaccinated by the end of May.
Yeah, in the U.S., the vaccine rollout is pretty successful so far. We can say the same about Europe. Anyway, I just wanted to show you very quickly the gold. Do you think it's going to be back at its primarily function, which is a hedge?
Gold's had a problem, and gold signaled series of lower highs. It's done really well over the last week. I think they were consolidating in many different asset classes, everything from the dollar, many other commodities out there, copper, silver, crude oil. I think it's more of a consolidation rather than any kind of change in the trend. So, we have put options in the gold market that I'm holding with a lot of people. I haven't stepped in on the long side of the futures. I was going to wait and see if we'll retest below 1,700. The put options we have are the 1,700 puts. The correction that we have right now probably put us back in the black on them. So, we'll wait. We'll be patient. We know that once we go into a stagflation period coming in the second half of the year, that gold futures will benefit from it, and 10-year notes will sell off, or they'll actually rally. The yield will come down, and then equities will most likely stall out there. So we're confident in gold, but in the back half of the year.
And how do you interpret the copper's behavior, considering the positive economic outlook, of course, in regards to the United States?
Copper's been one of the best performing commodities ever since the pandemic lows. So, it's not going to go straight up forever. It was the leader of it. It got up to like 424. We still believe that, we're in a trading range. Anything 395, in that area should be bought. We believe that anything over 415 should be sold. And we'll continue to play that range. We believe that that's another consolidation play. There is going to be another massive infrastructure bill that should be passed, and that could give some tailwinds to the copper market.
Phil, I'd like to touch on the cryptocurrencies. A very quick check on the price action over there. The Bitcoin at $55,243. Dollars up about 2.17%. Litecoin and Ethereum also slightly higher today. Specifically, particularly good day for the XRP, which is up about 4.5%. Yesterday, Powell said that cryptocurrencies are not really useful stores of value. So do you think that they're going to gain in specifically the Bitcoin a wider, broader acceptance also when it comes to central bankers in the near to medium future?
So I can't agree more with Jerome Powell's comments because of the fact that the fluctuations are 10, 20% easily in all these cryptocurrencies, and currencies don't move in that way. You know, maybe in Turkey they do, or Venezuela they will, or South Africa, but not in any kind of country that's stabilized. And then you look at the cryptocurrencies. We deal with, in the trading aspect of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and many FCMs had doubled the margin requirements on them, and you're unable to really trade them. It's difficult to find houses that will trade it at lower margin requirements, so that sparks some liquidation. And I actually think that financial institutions are shying away from speculating into it until it's widely more accepted. There are some institutions that will do it, but when you look at what the requirements are, they're very, very strict and very high financial thresholds.
So do you think there is still space for growth when it comes to the Bitcoin price?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, anything's possible. It depends on how much people want to target it. But I mean, I can tell you this. I've had Bitcoin for a long time. I've never used it to purchase anything. I accumulate it. I sell when it gets to 58 to 60,000. If it gets down 52 to 48,000, that's where you want to buy it at. I think that max position you would want to hold, your net worth would be, no more than 4%. It is really a commodity. It just fluctuates around. It's a store of energy. But I don't think that it's like this currency, because currencies, you'd have a higher threshold. I mean, how much of your financial net worth is held in, euros or pounds or dollars? It's a lot more than it is in Bitcoin, that's for sure.
All right. Thank you very much. Phillip Streible, Chief Market Analyst, Blue Line Futures. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day ahead.
Yeah, you take care.